Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to see how to host a Next.js project on AWS Amplify. Advantage of using AWS Amplify is that instead of getting into the detailing of cloud resource provisioning, configuration, etc., Amplify will make very easy for developers to host any Next.js project in just few clicks. So if you are a developer who is not comfortable with cloud, then AWS Amplify would be a best solution to pick. And especially if you are a front-end developer like me. So let's start. The first thing you need to have is an AWS account. And second thing you need is the Next.js project code, which is hosted on your GitHub account. It could be private repo, it could be a public repo, both can work. Okay. Now, I'm already in my AWS console. So I'm gonna go to the Amplify. Otherwise, what you can do is you can search from here AWS Amplify, click, and you will be redirected to the dashboard. Now, what's the next step is that we are gonna click on the new app and we are gonna select host web app. Why host web app? Because we are hosting an application. Now you will reach to the next step. Here you will see 5 options from where you can pick your code and put it in AWS Amplify. We are going with the GitHub. You can select your own prefer way. So GitHub. Now if you are doing it for first time, then you have to allow the permissions also. So I have already given the permission, but in your case, you might have to do an extra step. So please do that. Now, once your permissions are there, what will happen is in recently updated repositories, you will get all the repo coming here. Now for me, this is the one, dummy image. So I will select it. The next it is gonna ask that which branch you want to select. Now this branch is very important because whenever your code is gonna push in this branch, automatically your build is gonna happen here. So be careful about this. Generally, when you are working in a project, you will connect your main branch here. So the same thing I'm gonna do. I will select my main branch and let's do next. Now this is the build settings. I'm not gonna change anything here, but I will give you a walkthrough. This is the app name. Now whatever the name I'm gonna write here, that name is gonna reflect on the Amplify dashboard. This is the build and test settings. We can download this configuration and put it in our local code, as well as we can do the editing here. As of now, I'm not doing any editing. If you will see that what the settings are, basically version is 1, front end, what we are doing pre-build, we are doing npm ci, then the build commands, what would be it would be npm run build. From where the artifacts would be, it is a base directory.next. From here our deployment will happen. So these all things are written here. As you want to do more configuration and add more settings here, you have to come here and do the editing. As of now, we don't need to do anything. In advanced settings, we have build image. You can select your own image if you want. Then you have environment variables. So if you have environment variables, that is also supported in Amplify. Now IAM role, this is pretty important. If you have already an existing service role, you can select that. So like if I will click here, I have these roles here. Otherwise you can do create and use a new service role. So AWS will create a role for you. Now why this is important, as you can see, Amplify requires permission to publish server-side rendering logs to your CloudWatch account. Now we are going to talk about this in a while, but in short, whenever you are doing a deployment, you need logs. If it is failing, what is happening, you want to keep an eye there. So for that to do that logs should be published, for that we need the permission. So that permission, that role we are actually creating so that the permission can be granted to that role. And then we are gonna do next. Now this is your review screen. So it is just saying GitHub, this is the repo name, this is a branch. Same thing is coming here. So you can see. One thing I wanted to highlight here is framework Next.js SSR. It Amplify already auto deducted. You don't need to pass it. So if you are gonna host a React.js project, it will deduct the framework here. The next thing is build settings. Auto deducted setting will be used as we haven't done any changes. Now let's do the save and deploy. So we will wait for a few minutes and You can see the status is coming on the top. Let's wait. It will not take much time. Okay, so now you will see that this is a beautiful visualization is coming. So provision is green now. It means this step is done. Now the build is happening. So let's wait. It is taking some time. We will just wait. Okay, so now you can see the build has been failed. How we know? Because there is a red color is coming and a cross sign is coming. So this is actually I wanted to show you that what will happen if your build is failing. So now what we will do is I click there and I went inside. So I'm getting my build information here. This is build 1. I will just wanted to show you here. Let's start from here. So cloning repository, these are the steps which is happening. So if you have done CI/CD, there also you get the steps. Same here. Cloning repository was successful. The backend work is also successful, but the front end didn't work out. So you can see the logs. What is happening is coming here. You can see that. And let's see what is happening. Okay, so there is a warning, warning, warning. Okay, we are not interested in warning. This is also warning. So this is the next build happen here, and headers is not defined. Okay, build fail. So something here got wrong, and I'm also interested in what is happening. So if you will see that there is a node version is also an issue here. The warnings are coming for that also, as well as that header issue. So I already know why this is happening, because we are using the latest NextJS version, which is not compatible with the image which this Amplify is using auto image. You remember we haven't done any change. So that's why. And this is what I wanted to show you, that how you can go and check your build issues. So now what we are going to do is we are going to go to the build settings from the left navigation. Go here, and here you have build image settings. Edit this, and instead of right now this is Linux 2, we will select Linux 2023. Save and come back to the project here, our that same landing page. And what we are going to do is I'm going to click here, and here on the top you have redeploy this version. Click again. Now what will happen is your deployment will happen again, same build 1, because we haven't done any code changes. It's just only the machine or the build setting changes, so we can do the build from here directly. Now we will wait. Again, provision is done, successful. Build is where our last error came, so we will wait for that. I will just minify this one. So now you can see on the bottom screen, the backend is done, cloning is done, front end is going on where our last time where our error came. So this is going on, we will wait. Let's see what is going on. Okay, looks like everything is good. Perfect. So now if you will see, our build is successful. Now the deployment will happen. So we will wait for the deployment to be done. It shouldn't take much of the time. It should be very quickly. Let's see how much time it will take. Perfect. So now you can see deployment is also successful, and you can see a domain is generated here. So if I will click here, my app, I should be able to see my app here, and you can see I'm able to see my app here. So this is how we do the Next.js deployment on Amplify. The only thing, just be remember, I'm using the latest version of Next.js. For that, the build image needs to be Amazon Linux 2023. So that's what I choose. Apart from that, I wanted to show you one more thing, monitoring here. Now this monitoring is about access logs. So if you wanted to see what is happening in your application, monitoring, you can come here and look at the logs. You can see here, you can see all the logs are coming. Now coming back to domain management, or not coming back, coming to domain management, you can also have your own custom domain set up here. The first requirement is in the Route 53, it should be there. I already made a video, so you can check that. Once you have that available, what will happen, you will come here, click on add domain, and your domain will start coming here. So if you will see, I already have two connected here, A11Y tips and placeholder image. You can select and configure and just follow the directions. It will just take few hours, and your domain will be configured with your recently hosted Next.js app. So it's pretty simple also. Okay, with this, I will wrap up this video. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, any suggestion, please let me know in the comment sections. Take care. Bye.